And we are in the building. So, the title of this is Women Should Marry Up. Because let's face it, if you're making more money than your man, are you really going to respect him? I know some say they will, but when push comes to shove, I think we all know what the words will be. I pay my own bills. I can do bad by my damn self. Okay? And fellas, this is the reason why, first things first, take care of yourself. All your expenses. Don't need a car from the woman, don't need nothing. Be self-sufficient. That's first and foremost. Now, women, you should marry up because when it comes down to it, when you get pregnant and you got them children, you're not going to want to be fighting traffic. You're not going to want to be dealing with the stress of a workplace. You really want a man to take care of you, and there's nothing wrong with that. You should want a man that's going to pay all the bills. All the bills, including your pedicure, your manicure, your hair, and your eyelashes. And I just feel that you should marry up. Because if you're marrying a guy that cannot take care of you, at some point you're going to feel some type of way. And as I said, I feel like men should really just, get a man up, get their business in order so that when it comes time to take on a wife, you can really take on her. You don't need her to co-sign on a mortgage. You don't need her to co-sign on a car. You will be covering all expenses. So you women, as has been stated before, your education, the number of degrees you have, it really doesn't matter to a man. What matters to a man is that you are attractive, you have a pleasant personality, and that you know that he is the man. And when a man comes home from work, certainly he don't want stress. He would like to open the door and he smells a home-cooked meal. Now, if you really want to secure your man, that's where it's going to happen. It's not going to happen in the bedroom. It's going to happen in the kitchen. And all of the times that I've heard people discuss relationships, I never hear speak of cooking, home-cooked meal. I grew up in a time where there was a home-cooked meal like 6 days a week. Maybe Friday night was the only night there would be some fast food. But the point being, to marry up, the ball is going to be in the woman's court first. Because if you're not really getting what you really want in terms of, can my husband take care of me? Do I have to foot the heavy load of the expenses? How long are you going to be able to actually do that? Especially if you have children in tow. I mean, you're just going to grind yourself down to nothing. And this is often stated. They say marital problems are generally caused by financial stress. And it's also been stated that I think something to the tune of 80% of divorces are initiated by women. And I suspect that has something to do with money. So women, marry up. If you marry down, you're doing it just because you want to have a wedding, but you don't necessarily want to have a marriage. Now, this isn't to say that it is a set in concrete rule, but I just really feel that most women really want to marry up. And marrying up doesn't mean white collar, in my opinion. It just means that this man is of higher stature in terms of finance. I don't think there's really anything else to it other than you want the man to be the man. And there's nothing wrong with that. So if you're going to so-called settle, it's not because of him having a blue collar job. It would be because you're going to be carrying the bulk of the financial burden. So just ask yourself, do you really want a man that's going to take care of all the expenses? Or do you really want to go 50-50? Do you want to go 50-50 while you're pregnant? Do you want to go 50-50 when you got 2-3 kids and you racing over to daycare to pick up the kids because if you're late, you got to pay $1 per minute? Would you rather be in a stressful work environment for 8 hours a day and then have to race to get the kids and then have to go home and then have to do homework and then have to, come on. Wouldn't you rather be in your natural environment as a homemaker? Those 8 hours invested in your family directly. And then when your husband comes in the house, he has a home-cooked meal. A home-cooked meal sounds like a recipe for success in a wedding or in a marriage, if you ask me. Now, some might, disagree. But, a home-cooked meal carries a lot of weight in the success of a marriage. Fast food is not going to get it done. It's unhealthy over the long run. Children won't be healthy. All the chemicals and preservatives. It's bound to take a toll. So when I say women should marry up, I mean they should marry a man that can take care of them and the children. It doesn't matter if it's white collar or blue collar. Can the man be the man? It's just too late in the day right now where you think you can wait until you 35, 45, 55. I mean, some people can get married at 50. But I'm just saying, for a woman that wants to have children, she's going to have to compete for a man that is going to take care of all the expensive. She's going to have to marry up. And as I stated, marrying up does not mean white collar. It does not mean necessarily a six-figure income, because if you make $100,000 a year and all of your expenses are $100,000 per year, there's nothing left over for investments, vacations, emergency funds. So ladies, marry up. But you're going to have to compete. You're going to have to be fresh, nails, hair, personality, cooking skills. Because if you want the man that you desire, you're going to have to be that woman that he desires. And cooking is a very big part of that equation.